I studied at the Rietveld Academy in Amsterdam and I graduated 2005. I did a basic year there and 1 year of theater design, and then I finished with studying fine arts. And I'm still very connected to Holland. In general, going abroad is very much part of my practice because it gives me ideas for new works. For the Music Meeting Festival in Nijmegen, I'm attracted by the idea to creating site-specific work, to examine my connection to music and to rhythm and transferring sound and movement into a visual phenomenon. I was born in Cameroon and I spent the first 3 years of my life there. Being somewhere else and being a stranger and maybe not even able to understand the language or to even read the writing is something that triggers my curiosity. That is very much part of my artistic practice as well. There is one quote, I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but I remember it like this. If you can see the path clearly in front of you, you know that it is the wrong path. It is important to not know from the beginning where I'm going to. My way of making art is quite playful. I'm like trying out and making experiments and failing and trying again and making detours and loops in all different directions. I'm really fascinated by space and by objects in space and how you relate to those objects and the space and how you walk around it. I work always three-dimensionally. Even though I don't work with traditional sculpting material, I think like a sculptor because I use material that already exist, but I put them together or transform them in a way that the outcome would always be perceivable in space. I really like to work with existing materials. These can be pieces of furniture or everyday objects, or also just the space can be, for me, a kind of a material. I like to reuse material a few times. So it can happen that I use a piece of furniture in a work and then I use it in a different way in the next work. I believe that I don't need to add much to what there is already, but I rather observe for a long time. And I start to rearrange things, like make little changes, convert a little bit what there is already, and put it together in a new way. My personal best case scenario would be that there is nothing left after an exhibition. So the work consists only of the material that is already in a space. Listening to live music always touches me. The idea that it's happening in the moment and that somebody creates those melodies and those rhythms right now is already something really amazing. Another thing that connects me to music is movement. Where there is movement, there is sound. Rhythm, improvisation, precision, time and timing, and tempo appear very often in my work. Making art is like making gifts for friends. Because there is often like a moment of surprise. It's the same surprise that I experience when I make a work, that I spend a lot of time observing and trying out and experimenting, and then suddenly something happens. And this like joy or surprise, if it can be transferred to the spectator, that's really nice.
Es fängt an.
Es fängt an. Oben fängt es an.
Oh ja. Ah, schön. Hey,
Ja, das ist wirklich toll.
Das ist aber schon cool.
Und da ist die aufgeblasen.
Der eine hat ihn kaputt gestoßen.
Ja.
Die gehen schon wieder.
Und die anderen sind schon wieder am Uhr. Ui, zack. Und der geht auch wieder ruhig. Das ist cool. Oh, das ist hure gut.
Sehr gut.